welcome to episode 4 of Into the Archives. If you missed the previous episodes, check our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. I have here today yet another interesting object, a silhouette of Horatio Nelson Slater, one of Samuel Slater's sons. We know the exact date of when the silhouette was cut, the location, and the artist, thanks to an inscription on the back of this object. On July 27, 1844, Auguste Edouard created the silhouette of Horatio Nelson Slater in Providence. This object came to the Old Slater Mill Association thanks to Nelson Slater, the sitter's great-grandson, as part of a large donation of 52 total objects in November 1976. Horatio Nelson Slater, named after the first Viscount Nelson, Horatio Nelson, Admiral of the British Navy during the Napoleonic Wars, was one of Samuel Slater's two sons that outlived their father. Horatio Nelson Slater's brother, George B. Slater, died in 1843, and Horatio Nelson Slater took control of the famous textile business, particularly its iteration in Webster, Mass. Horatio Nelson Slater was noted for his successful decisions, including increasing the company's share in the woolens market just before the boom in demand to make soldiers' uniforms during the Civil War. Additionally, his business strategies were just as smart. He employed the usage of direct sales in order to decrease company costs, and ran a railroad that served the company in order to lower transportation costs. Horatio Nelson Slater is well known for his philanthropy. He made a sizable gift of $25,000 to Brown University in order for the school to build their dorm building, now known as Slater Hall. The silhouette we have was cut sometime during Auguste Edouard's visit to the United States from 1839 to 1844. Born a Frenchman, Edouard left his country in 1814 for London and began his career by crafting portraits of hair. The Victorians had an obsession with hair-based art, but that's a discussion for another day. By 1825, Edouard began exploring silhouettes. Creating an image of a person's profile has been an art form since the 18th century, though it was referred to as making shades, shadow art, or profiles. One of the early ways to create a silhouette was to have the sitter positioned in front of a candle so that their shadow was cast onto a surface, which was then traced. This silhouette of Horatio Nelson Slater is of the traditional silhouette style, a light blank paper background with the silhouette cut in black paper. The figure wears a knee-length jacket, trousers, and pointy shoes, with a sliver of his white collar and space for his tie visible. He has shoulder-length hair slicked back at the front and a somewhat visible beard. The silhouette has actually been bronzed, which means the artist applied a bit of extra highlight to subtly show more detail within the space of the black. Therefore, we can see the lines of Slater's hair and beard, the creases of his tie, and wrinkles in his jacket, rather than just a flat black shape. The term silhouette came from the unpopular French Minister of Finance, Etienne de Silhouette, who imposed severe economic demands in 1759 to counter France's credit crisis during the 7 Years' War. His name becomes associated with anything done cheaply, and therefore with these cut paper portraits, as they were a less expensive alternative to painted portraits and more affordable to the common classes. Silhouette popularity in America lasted merely 50 years, from about 1790 to 1840, when the invention of the camera took over as a primary means of making portraits. Without a shadow of a doubt, I want to thank you for listening and learning about such a neat, oft-overlooked art form. As always, don't forget to check our Facebook page and your YouTube channel next Monday for our next episode. You're going to fall in love with that object.